As you guys know, in Blox we have titles. Titles you can earn like achievements for doing some stuff. You can check your available titles in the second C under cafe location and in third C inside mansion on floating turtle. But did you know that some titles are difficult to get? So now I'm gonna show you the toughest one. Lonely Reaper. This title is a tough one. To obtain it, you should get 1000 ectoplasm in total. Why is it hard, you ask? If you have been playing Blox for a long time, you've probably got this title. But if you're not, it will be difficult because ectoplasm has a low chance to drop. Anyway, you can farm ectoplasm in the second sea in the cruise ship, but if you need more detailed help, you can watch my video about the ectoplasm farming. Link will be in description. Emperor of the Sea. This title is so hard to get because you can obtain it only when you reach 20 million bounty in Blox fruits. It's so time consuming and you have to play a lot to get so much bounty. If you didn't know, you can get bounty from killing players in Blox fruits with the same level or without big difference between levels. Sounds easy, but you need to have a strong PvP build, know how to use it properly and have a skill. I don't like bounty hunting, at least now, but if you do, here's a few locations where you can farm bounty. Cafe location in the second sea, mansion in the third sea and castle in the sea. Also, you can hunt players around sea if you have pale scarf, because it increases a lot instant rage and you can easily locate every player across the sea. The richest in the world. This title you'll get if you'll reach a 50 million bell in your pocket. 50 million is a pretty big amount of money and it's definitely take a lot of time. As I remember, I've got 25 million farming sea based in the second sea because I needed Feast of Darkness, and to get that amount I've spent 4 days continuously farming. But don't be afraid, if you're struggling farming money, I have a few cool guides how to make money fast in every sea in Blox, so at least you'll know how to farm money as fast as possible. El Crazy Editor. This title is one of the hardest titles in the game. To get it, you have to defeat Jaolis, Ziolis, I'm sorry guys, write in the comments the right pronunciation of that nickname, a Blox admin. As you guys understand, that's almost impossible, at least you have to find him, not to mention defeating him. So if you see a player with this title, he definitely wins this game. Raging Demon. To get this title, you have to defeat 20 players without dying in a server, and that's why this is so hard to do. The first thing is to keep yourself alive. You understand why it's so hard? The second, you will not find 20 players with proper level in one server in one time. So you have to wait for new players, and God knows how long it takes. So many things must coincide to get this title. Death King. Death King title looks so great, by the way, but it's time consuming to get it because you have to farm 2000 bones, which is not too fast as you understand. Farming those bones you will in Haunted Castle, and you should expect that you'll be spending a lot of time to get 2000 bones. At least besides the title, you also can roll some rewards with Death King. Nautical Bane. This title is pretty hard to get. You should defeat 200 sea events, and that's not easy because sea events are random, but thanks to sea events update, you now have a possibility to get it. From the Tiki Outpost, you go to the dangerous sea and there will be a lot of sea events, so prepare your proper fruit for that and the shark race and start farming. If you see a player with that title, pay him respect, because he spent like a whole life to get it. Why? So, to get this title you should solve the graveyard puzzle and obtain Darkblade Slayer skin. I'm not gonna tell how to solve this puzzle in this video, but one of the items is the Feast of Darkness. This item is so rare and you have only 2 options to get it. From Sea Beast with a lower drop chance like 0.1% or something like that, or if you're playing on a server 2 hours straight, you'll have a chance to get it from chess. To complete the puzzle, you need to have 2 fists, but you can have only 1 fist at once, so you should find a second player who also have to farm the fist. Oh boy, so be prepared to spend hours. Oh, and I also forget to mention that you also need to buy a Dark Blade sword for 1200 Robux. Now you understand why this title is one of the hardest in the game. Serpent Slayer. Serpent Slayer is also one of the hardest titles to get in the game. To get it, you have to defeat Leviathan boss for the first time. This boss is so hard to defeat, and here are also a lot of difficulties. First, you have to gather a team. You need a team with 5 players, including yourself, or more, depending on your luck. Next, you have to defeat 20 sea events. After that, bribe a special NPC with a big amount of fragments, then go to Danger Zone 6 with your team, and try to find a frozen dimension where Leviathan can spawn. By the way, you also need a Leviathan to obtain a new fighting style by delivering its heart to Tiki Outpost. So when you defeated Leviathan, you'll obtain the title Serpent Slayer. So now there's the interesting part. As you guys understand, Blox has a lot of interesting titles. Some titles are impossible to get, some titles are pretty easy to get, but there are 3 interesting titles that you can actually get if you have a lot of time in your life. In this game exists one special title called The Shadow. To get this title, all you have to do is stay in the server for more than 1 hour. So as you guys understand, everybody has this title. But we also have a second title, The Vampire. And if you want to get this title, you have to spend in the server for more than 4 hours. Yeah, you have to play 4 hours in Blox. But there is not a lot. I understand that. Even I can play 4 hours in Blox, but you also have this third title, Dracula. Dracula, guys. Yeah, and if you're thinking about getting this title, you have to spend in the server 12 hours. 12 hours, that's half of a day. Yeah, I understand that. And if you want to get this title, you have to spend that much. Whoa, I don't know, guys. Write in the comments, do you have this title? As you guys understand, I don't. So I don't know, guys. If you see the player with this title, I can say the player is not sleeping at all. Also, the one of the hardest title in the game and almost impossible to get is Pirate King title. To get this title, you have to own a crew that has been on the top 10 of the leaderboard and be in the game for 72 hours. That's almost impossible to get, so I think only pros in Blox and some YouTubers or devs has this title, because only those guys have the crew, which is on the top 10. And the last one title and the newest title in the game, Tailed Beast. You can get this title from the Kitsune Shrine. But there is a problem. To spawn this Kitsune Shrine, you have to do a lot. The first thing, you have to wait for a full moon. And before this full moon starts, you have to go to the Danger Zone 6 and be on the border between Zone 5 and 6. And when the full moon starts, you have to cross this border and go to Danger Zone 6. And after that, immediately will spawn the Kitsune Shrine. And after you do some quests in there, you will get this title. If you want to know more about this Kitsune Shrine, you can watch my video about that. Link you'll find in the description or just search on my channel.